Good morning, Mr. Chief. Buenos tardes. Good afternoon. So I'm sitting here in a park in Lima, and just want to share a bit of experience about some energy that's been coming up around my root chakra, my hips and my waist, around the lower back in the last basically week or two. I mean, I've had back problems for years, and I've always just, I got it checked out with doctors and things because it was so painful I had to leave work. Actually, it was painkillers. And so I went on insurance, claimed my income insurance, and so the insurance company put me through the ringer and got me to do every single test I could possibly think of. They never found anything wrong. And I always suspected that back issues was emotional stuff, and so I spent years, literally the last 4 or 5 years, really working on my back, and it's massively different, much better than what it was, 4 or 5 years ago. It still causes me pain from time to time, but what I've noticed over the years is the pain has changed. It's a different sort of pain. It's quite curious. So the pain I've been sitting with for the last sort of week or two has been it felt obviously physical because it felt painful, but I was also aware that it would just pop up for no reason at all. No physical reason. But then when I reflected on it, there's stuff happening in the background, and so my sort of life situation at the moment has been forcing me to see and look at my core beliefs about things, and this sort of reflecting on this today, it's like this stuff is, it makes sense that I'm having so much pain in that sort of root, that lower part of my body, because that's where I've stored those core beliefs, in my core. So I'm now releasing those, going through the process of releasing those, and getting insights into what they were and things. It's an extremely painful experience, you say. It's like, but I've learnt over the years that it is painful when the energy starts to shift. It can be very uncomfortable. It makes sense, the energy's sort of been solid, blocking. So by whatever we're doing, we're loosening it up and it's shifting, and there's going to be a bit of energy required to get things moving, and I think that's the peak of the pain. And then once things start to move, then it sort of shifts quite quickly. But it's just that initial, it's like, I don't know, it's not a great analogy, I guess. It's like popping a pimple. Once you've done it, got through that painful bit, it's a bit of relief. Same sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, I was walking up to the Witches Market today, or Rodriguez Market, to buy some food. I'm near the Witches Market, and I could still feel it now. I just got to this park and just literally had to sit down. I just couldn't walk any further. I've been here now probably 2 hours. One woman came up and asked me if I was okay, but I just took my shoes off and I just grounded myself and just let the energy move and flow through my body. And body's been doing some interesting things, but again, it just feels like now, I first experienced this a couple of weeks ago, last weekend actually, and it felt like it's like, if you're having a tooth pulled, but coming out of my whole sort of middle, my core, some sort of really deep old energy that had been stuck and had its roots in there. But, it took two days for me, a good day for me to shift a lot of that out. Really just the whole day just focused on, actually really 2 days, and then today, now same sort of things happen, but now it feels like, because I'm kind of more aware of what is going on, I'm letting it, I'm resisting it less, so and I can just, I just had a whole lot of old deep beliefs come up around sex and money and things like this, and so I'm not focusing on the belief, I'm just focusing on the energy, which I can feel is in my core. And so I'm just using my various techniques to work with that energy and move it and help it shift it and release it and send it back to the light. So yeah, it's working. I feel like I can actually. I put my shoes on before. I just thought I can't even stand up, so I took them off again. And taking my shoes off is about just really, because the rubber. I've got rubber soles in my shoes, and it blocks the ability for me to release energy through my feet into the earth. So to do that, just to ground myself in a practical sense. So it helps speed that process of moving the energy up. Like at one stage there, my legs actually went really sort of numb, and had all this real sort of pain around my lower back, and legs sort of went a bit numb, but I could feel like, it felt like the energy was draining into the earth and going into the centre of the earth to be, healed and clean. So yeah, it's been very useful. So I feel like I can now put my shoes on and actually stand up. So, result, but yeah, I'm just grateful for all that. At the moment, to be letting go. There's a lot of these old beliefs that are really rooted in my core, and I sort of, because I really was thinking about it before. It's like these are the things that are going to have been. A lot of it dictating my life experience. So to let these core things go, I'm quite excited about it. And this helps me get through the painful bits. I know things are going to be different after this, and there's probably quite a bit of cleaning, or maybe more cleaning and clearing need to be done in that area. But it's okay now. It just feels okay now. I've done a lot of cleaning, moving in different areas of my body now. It kind of makes sense that it's shifted down to the core. It's just a good sign, I think. So yeah, okay, lots of love.